because this is where my faith in you guys comes into play. Harvard University's graduating class of 2003. Without a doubt, the finest, most talented group of sexual beings this great land has to offer. Now, I know I blew some of your minds with my depiction of what it's really like out there. But if anyone can handle the ups and downs of this crazy blue marble we call planet Earth, it's you guys. As I stare out into this vast sea of shining faces, I see the best and the brightest. Some of you will be captains of industry and business. Others of you will go on to great careers in medicine, law, and public service. 4 of you, and I'm not at liberty to say which 4, will go on to magnificent careers in the porno industry. I'm not trying to be funny, that's just a statistical fact. One of you, specifically John Lee, will spend most of your time just hanging out in your car, eating nachos. You'll all come back from time to this beautiful campus for reunions and ask the question, does anyone ever know what happened to John Lee? At that point, he will invariably pop out from the bushes and yell, "Nachos, anyone?" At first, it will scare the crap out of you. But then you'll share a laugh with your classmates and ultimately look forward to John jumping out of the bushes as a yearly event. I'd like to change gears here if I could. Talk a little bit about Saturday Night Live. Now, during my 18-year stint on the show, I had a chance to play or impersonate some very interesting people. None more interesting than our current president, Mr. George W. Bush. Now, in some cases, you actually have contact with some of the people you play. As a byproduct of this former situation, the president and myself have become quite good friends. In fact, I might even call him a father figure of sorts. Granted, a dim-witted father figure. Who likes to take a lot of naps and start wars, but a father figure nonetheless. When I told the president that I'd be speaking to you today, he wondered if I would express some sentiments to you, and I said I'd do my best. So, if you don't mind, I'd like to read this message from the President of the United States. Students, faculty, families, and distinguished guests, I just want to take time to congratulate you on your outstanding achievement as graduates of the class of 2002. The great thing about being in the class of 2002 is that you can always remember what year you graduated. Because 2002 is a palindrome. Which, of course, is a word or number that is the same read backwards or forwards. I'll bet you're surprised I know that word. But I do. So you can suck on it. Make no mistake, Harvard University is one of the finest in the land, and its graduates are that fine as well. You young men and women whose exuberance exude a confidence of a bygone era. I believe it was Shakespeare who said it best when he said, "Look yonder into the darkness, for knowledge unto which I say, go unto that which thou possess into thy night, for thee have come with only a single sword, and vanquish thee into darkness." I'm going to be honest with you. I just made that up. But I don't know how to delete it from the computer. Tomorrow's graduation day speakers, former President of Mexico, Ernesto Zedillo. Ernie's a good man. A deeply religious man. And one of the original members of the Latino boy band, Menudo. So listen up to Ernie. He was at the beginning of the whole boy band explosion. As you set off into the world, don't be afraid to question your leaders. But don't ask too many questions at one time, or that are too hard, because your leaders get tired and or cranky. All of you sitting here have the brightest of futures ahead. Many of you will go on to stellar careers in various pursuits. And 4 of you, and I'm not at liberty to say which 4, will go on to star in the porno industry. One of the challenges you'll be faced with is finding a job in our depressed economy. In fact, the chances of landing a decent job are about as good as finding weapons of mass destruction. In the Iraqi desert, Slim and none. And Slim just left the building. In fact, the closest thing I've found to looking like a weapon of mass destruction is the turd that Dick Cheney left in the Oval Office toilet about an hour ago. Man, that thing is a WMD if I've ever seen one. On that note, God bless and happy graduation. You know, I sincerely hope you enjoy this next chapter of your life, because it's really going to be great, as long as you pay your taxes. And don't just take a year off because you think Uncle Sam is snoozing at the wheel, because he will descend upon you like a hawk from hell. Let's just put it this way. After some past indiscretions with the IRS, my take-home pay last year was $9,000. I figured I'd leave you today with a song, if you will. So, Jeff, if you could come up here. Jeff Heck, everyone, please.